Hey guys, what is going on? It is Anthony DeFilio here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be checking out the Peavey 6505 Plus amplifier. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. We're just going to hop right into this one. So today we're going to be taking a look at the legendary and iconic 6505 Plus amplifier. What makes this amplifier so unique is how much it's been on so many metalcore, hardcore, and melodic death metal records throughout the years. It's just an amplifier that has a special place in my heart, and I cannot wait to review it here with you guys. On this amplifier, we have two channels, one clean channel with a crunch mode and a bright switch, with its own separate EQ. And we also have a high gain channel, which is called the red channel on channel 2, which also has its own separate EQ and presence and resonance controls. What I always thought was really cool about the Peavey 6505 Plus, as opposed to like the regular 5150, 6505 type of amps in the same line, is the fact that you have separate EQs on both the clean channel and the high gain channel, which I think is really cool. And what's also really cool about this amp is you also get 120 watts, and you also get plenty of gain on tap for all the brutality and chugs that this amp delivers. It takes a boost pedal really well, and I can't wait to show you guys what this amp sounds like. We're gonna go ahead and plug this in, and I will see you guys on the other side. I don't know about you guys, but I think this amp aged really well and it sounds awesome, just like I remember when I got my first 6505 Plus back when I was in high school. So that being said, we're gonna now start off with the pros and cons. The first pro we have to talk about is the price. These amps are extremely accessible on the used market. You can find them for around 600 to like 800 bucks in great condition. And what's really cool about that is that, especially if you get like the older ones, like the 6505 Plus, like this one, they're made in the USA. So it's like you're getting a USA made amp for under $1,000, which I think is awesome. And it's something that's completely timeless. That's gonna be a collector's piece in the future because these amps just age well like fine wine. They may be a one-trick pony for the one thing that delivers the brutes and the brutality and the chugs, but it does that one thing so amazingly well, and it has a special place in my arsenal for very good reason. That being said, the second pro we also have to talk about is how awesome the red channel is. Every time I plug into the red channel, it's just chef's kiss, especially with a boost. This thing delivers the goods so well to where every time I plug into it, it's just so refreshing. Like, it inspires me to write in a different way as opposed to like the Mesa Boogie amps that I love or even just some of the other stuff that's available on the market. Peavey just holds a special place in my heart, especially like the older USA made stuff now that the new ones are now made in China. So I definitely can recommend this amp and I can tell you that it's reliable, the build quality is fantastic. I mean, I really have no complaints in terms of the overall performance of it. And I also like the other pro that you also get its own separate EQ away from the clean channel. So that's always a plus. And the fact that it's 120 watts. So at the end of the day, for a plug and play amp, this is as plug and play friendly as they get for, you know, if you're gonna be going into this with a boost. And I absolutely say that it is worth considering, and that will do it for the pros. So now that you've heard the pros, what are the cons of this amplifier? Well, the first con that we could talk about that's the most obvious one is the clean channel. Now, although the crunch switch and the distortion on that crunch mode specifically with the bright switch does actually sound pretty decent or pretty good in most occasions, when it comes to like the bare bones clean channel, it is not a very pristine clean channel. And it's definitely not my taste, if I had to be completely honest with myself for you guys. Now, does it serve its purpose if you're doing like the August Burns Red type of, you know, clean channels where you need that ever so slightly or very gritty type of clean sound? Then yeah, I would say it serves its purpose. But if you're trying to get like that John Petrucci, pristine kind of glassy, clean tone, chimey clean tone, I would say this clean channel is definitely not for you. Because in all honesty, as much as I love this amp, if I had to say what the weakest link of this amp is, it's definitely the clean channel. But then again, when you're buying a 6505 Plus or a 6505, you're not buying it for the clean channel. You're buying it for the brutality on the red channel. So take that with a grain of salt. And the second con that I do have to mention about this amplifier is the fact that it's only 2 channels. Why is this a con? Well, if you're someone that plays both rhythm and lead live and you need a dedicated clean channel, but more so if you're just somebody that needs a dedicated rhythm and amazing lead sound that you want completely independent from each other, then this amp may or may not work for you in a live scenario at least. I wish this amp was 3 channels like the JP2C where I could have a rhythm channel that's dedicated only for that, and then I could have another lead channel that's dedicated to that where it's fine-tuned in that way, along with the clean channel, even if the clean is not the most usable in my case. The reason why I say that is because you have to make a compromise with this amplifier if you're somebody that is very picky selective in that way. Otherwise, you kind of have to just bite the bullet and just take it as a tough pill to swallow type of a deal. But other than that, I think the amplifier functions really well for live use. If you're somebody that's just a one channel guy, or you just want to go up there and play rhythm and kill it, or you're somebody that just wants to be able to plug and play and just put the gain at 6 and dial it all the way straight across without a boost pedal, you could absolutely do it with this amp. I mean, take these cons as just honestly as a grain of salt. These are just things that I'm just nitpicking for me personally, but not every performer or player is that way. I know there's a lot of 2-channel guys out there and 1-channel guys out there that just like, you know, amps that only have the 1 channel that they like to use. So if you are that type of a player where you don't really play lead that often, or you don't mind sharing the lead with the rhythm channel, then I would say this is definitely the amplifier for you. And I would say definitely pick one up. Oh yeah, another con I forgot to also mention is the fact that this amplifier is not the most versatile. So if you're a modern metal player, you're definitely gonna love this amp. If you're a hard rock player, you're definitely gonna love this amp. If you're somebody though that loves to play a lot of clean stuff, or you're somebody that wants something predominantly for, you know, softer type of music, then I wouldn't really recommend this amp, because this amp is built for the modern metal type of stuff and the extreme metal type of stuff. It's not something that is meant to be played clean or to be played for, you know, the really like old school type of like crunch type of stuff. So although you probably could make it work for you and you could really, you know, use it in a live scenario and you could probably fool a lot of people, I still wouldn't recommend it for those kind of genres. So take this for whatever it's worth. That being said, I'm giving this amplifier a 9 out of 10 guitar picks. I think this amplifier is absolutely incredible for the one thing that it does. If you're, like I said, if you're a 1-channel guy or you're a 2-channel guy that can use both the red channel as their rhythm and lead channel, I think this is a great option for you. I think this amplifier is timeless and will always hold a special place in our hearts in the metal community as one of the best metal amplifiers of all time. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Anthony DeFilio, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.